Picking a team. Miles loved playing sports. He grew up playing basketball and tennis. He even wanted to play both sports in college and eventually become a professional. It was also really important for him to win, too. In physical education class, the teacher wanted Miles and another student, Antonio, to each pick 4 other guys to play a round of basketball. Roland was in the same physical education class. Miles knew that Roland wanted him to pick him first to avoid embarrassment. Every time students picked teams, Roland was always last. He was on the chubbier side, clumsy, and got tired easily. Miles felt bad, but he also did not want Roland on his team. There were 2 people left, Roland and Tom. Both of them were not athletic, but Tom was a little better, because he was taller. Miles felt conflicted. He knew that if he did not pick Roland, he would be really sad. What was more important, winning or friendship? Miles decided that winning was more important and picked Tom. Roland was so shocked that he ran away to the bathroom to cry. All the guys laughed at him. Miles followed him into the bathroom to talk to him. Roland told him to get out. Miles continued to play basketball and ended up winning. It wasn't worth Roland's tears, though. Procrastination. A lot of kids are smart. The thing that stops them from getting an A is procrastination. Procrastination is putting things off to a later time. An example of procrastination would be starting a project one day before it is due. Procrastinating is bad because it makes a person stressed out. It is also bad because the end product is usually not very good. Since studying is not very fun, students play video games, hanging out with friends, and eating out before studying. They end up studying the night before the test and do not get much sleep. This is bad, because 8 hours of sleep or more is needed to do well. Students who procrastinate end up doing badly on tests. Teachers always encourage students to start early and do a little bit of studying every day. Procrastination does not just happen in school, it happens everywhere. People put off going to the doctor, applying for jobs, and more. Some people say that procrastination is just human nature. However, some people say that they do well when they procrastinate. They say that stress makes them work faster. Pros and cons. Brenda has to make an important decision. She got accepted to an internship in France. She also got a job offer at a hospital. She can only do one, though. She made a list of pros and cons. Pros are the good things while cons are the bad things. The internship in France was good, because Brenda always wanted to go to France. Her plane tickets and living accommodation would be paid for. The bad thing about the internship was that it had nothing to do with her life goals. The internship required her to teach French children English. Brenda was okay with children, but she didn't love them. One pro of the job offer at the hospital was that it was good for her end goal. Brenda's end goal was to be a doctor, and the job will teach her a lot about medical school. One con of the job offer was the location. The hospital is in a dangerous place where people have to be careful of being robbed and getting hurt. After a lot of thinking and looking at her list, Brenda decided to work at the hospital. She knew that working there would be good for her future. Christmas spirit. Kenneth and Leslie raised their kids to have Christmas spirit. They do all the Christmas traditions, everything from decorating the house with lights to putting a star on top of the Christmas tree. The kids even think that Santa Claus is real. This all changed when Kenneth and Leslie's son, Thomas, saw Kenneth put a bunch of Christmas presents under the Christmas tree late at night. Thomas gasped. He was upset that his parents lied to him. "Mom, Dad, why didn't Santa come this year? I saw you two putting gifts under the tree," he said. Kenneth and Leslie looked at each other with worries. "Well, son, The truth is, Santa didn't have time to put them under the tree, so he gave them to me and your mom, Kenneth said. Leslie was impressed with her husband's ability to come up with a lie so quickly. You know, a lot of kids at school say that Santa isn't real, Thomas said. Well, they're lying, honey. They just want to make you feel bad, Leslie said. Really? Well, can you prove it by bringing me to Santa Claus? Thomas asked. Well, we can bring him to you, Kenneth said. An hour later, Kenneth entered the house in a Santa Claus costume. The transformation. Evan was in his last year of middle school. He was 4 feet and 11 inches. He weighed 140 pounds. He was bald. He had no friends. He had a 0.00 GPA. His life was going nowhere. He was struggling with so much because his parents recently passed away. He wanted to transform himself though, so he could have a fresh start in high school. Evan went to a therapist, who told him that he had to make small changes first. The therapist told him that he had to start with the easier things. Evan bought hair growth treatment to fix his baldness problems. He started talking to people more to make friends. He realized that he just had to express himself. He started to study more instead of crying about his parents. He started to eat healthier to lose weight. When Evan entered high school on the very first day, he was a totally different person. His classmates could not recognize him. Evan was now 5 feet 9 inches, muscular, smart, and popular. He also had a head full of hair. Everyone wanted to be friends with him. Most important of all, Evan was finally happy.